Hey YouTube, welcome to another weekly rewind, and man do we have a lot to talk about this week. There is so much going on in the world where it comes to LGBTQ people, and it's not all good, but there is a lot of good. And my favorite story this week is a young man by the name of Alec Donovan, who is a wrestler from New Jersey. Actually, he's not just a wrestler, he's a state champion, and he was recently on a college tour, was it?
Yeah, it was a recruitment tour, and another recruit asked him basically, so I've heard you're bisexual, are the rumors true?
And he had the best answer for that question. He goes, no, the rumor isn't true, because I'm not bisexual, I'm gay.
Yeah, take that.
I thought that was pretty cool. So our Proud Dad Award of the Week goes to Alec, and continue to keep fighting the good fight, because it seems like young gay men are coming out younger and stronger and louder and prouder.
I never would have had the courage to say something like that when I was in high school.
I couldn't wrestle in high school. I don't know how Alec does it.
Yeah, but we know why you couldn't wrestle.
I had problems. I had to quit. I tried to wrestle. I thought it was my sport, but it wasn't my sport. So Brian actually had a very interesting, something very interesting happened to you yesterday.
Okay, YouTube. So one of my pet peeves in the entire universe is people referring to me as, or to any other gay person as, a homosexual.
Yeah. Brian prefers gay.
We don't live in 1950 anymore. Okay, McCarthy is not dragging you in front of a Senate hearing and saying, "Have you ever been a homosexual?" Yeah. I was at Kaiser.
Why were you at Kaiser?
With the foster child trying to
get
new
foster son who's doing really well.
Can I tell the story?
Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. So, yeah, we're getting registered, and he noticed that there were two men's names on the account. And he saw, so, is this Jay Foxworthy? Are you guys an item? And I said, yes.
An item? He said item?
That were his words. And then he went, oh, very cool. I have two friends who are homosexuals, and I went to their wedding as their best man. And I'm thinking, wow. Alrighty then. If they knew you'd referred to them as homosexuals to complete strangers, they might not have invited you to their wedding.
I'm sure he meant well, but it's like when someone says something that's somewhat, I don't know, racial or something, and they say, I know black people.
I know this guy had no mean-spiritedness to him. He didn't mean anything bad by it. It just puts the hair on the back of my neck up instantly when somebody says homosexual.
And our new foster son kind of thought it was awkward, too. Kind of weird, huh? Did he say anything at the time?
No, he didn't. He was really quiet. I'm not sure what he makes out of all that stuff. Yeah. But it's just one of those things where being called homosexual makes you feel like an ant underneath a microscope, and it's very clinical and it's just terrible. I don't mind being called gay, a whole bunch of things, but homosexual is just that button that makes me go.
It's like you're out of a textbook.
Yeah.
Okay, so now on to more serious news. This week, obviously, you guys have heard about the really bad train accident where 9 people died, and I believe there's still one person who's missing that they have not been able to account for. The actual conductor on the train for Amtrak is actually a gay man by the name of Brandon, and I guess he is an LGBT marriage equality activist. And as of now, he's not talking. He's saying that he doesn't really know why the train crash. He can't really remember.
He's saying he has absolutely no memory of what happened during the accident.
But the fact that he is gay is really not the issue here. It's the fact that conservatives love the fact that this is a part of the story, and they're blaming the fact that he is gay as a possible reason that he had the train crash, which to me is crazy. Yeah. And it just seems like in the news lately, things have gotten worse and worse. Whenever a gay person's involved in anything, it has some, it has to be there.
It could be, there might be a stampede of goats in some town in Texas, and if there happened to be a gay guy standing somewhere nearby, they went, it's his fault.
It's the gay guy's fault. So. And this last week has been tons and tons of stories of people blaming all kinds of things in the world on gay people, just for the fact that gays are gay is the reason that marriage is failing, that straight people are getting divorced, that there's more spousal abuse in the world.
So even something like this train crash where hundreds of people have been injured and several people have died, you would think people would have a certain amount of respect for that tragedy by itself. But then you've got conservative pundits like Sandy Rios coming out saying, well, I'm not saying it's because a gay guy was driving the train, but it is interesting, wink, wink,
that he was gay and he crashed. Like somehow we can't drive trains as well as straight people.
And like we don't pick up on the innuendo.
Bizarre. Another story that recently came out is people blaming Hitler for being gay, or accusing Hitler of being gay, and that he wanted to put together a super gay army of gay soldiers to help wipe out Christians and Jews.
Yeah, so here's the real story.
Yeah.
Conservative pundit Rick Wiles, who I've never even heard of, through some place called True News, is saying...
Listen to this clip real quick and we'll get into it.
It's not an exaggeration to say homo-fascist because the German Nazi Party was homosexual. Hitler was a homosexual. The top Nazi leadership, all of them were homosexuals. It was a radical homosexual movement that gained political power, military power, and they were creating a homosexual special race. That's what it was all about. It wasn't this thing about an Aryan race of white people, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white people. Hitler was trying to create a race of super gay male soldiers. That's what he was creating.
So Rick Wiles seriously needs to crack a history book, because a great deal of the people that were in concentration camps were gay.
And, I mean, there's a reason we have the pink triangle.
Yeah, and when a lot of the Jews were rescued from those same concentration camps, guess who was not rescued?
Gay people. And gay people actually were put into prison once they were rescued because they were to serve the rest of their time on these convictions for being homosexual.
And Hitler was not gay because he killed himself in his bunker with his longtime girlfriend, Eva Braun.
The fact that they're even claiming that Hitler is gay is ridiculous.
And when any of his own generals were revealed to be gay, he put them in the concentration camps.
Hitler was a Christian. Hitler was not anti-Christianity. He was a Christian, and he believed in Christian teachings.
I think you can call yourself a Christian. Doesn't mean you are.
Well, he supported the Christian church in Germany, and he actually supported Christianity there. So what makes a Christian?
I think it's belief that Christ died for your sins, but, also that you should love other people the way he loved you.
No matter whether you're a good person or a bad person, it doesn't matter if you're gay or you're Christian. That's really the point, is to make up accusations that somebody is gay or homosexual, and that's why they do the things they do is disgusting and ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So on that topic, Mr. Ted Cruz recently came out, and he said that Christianity is under attack in America, and it's because of who?
The gays.
The gays. And why is Christianity under attack by the gays?
Because gay marriage is the greatest threat to religion since, I don't know, common sense.
Since forever.
Since common sense.
So Ted Cruz, this is the same guy that the two Uncle Toms in New York decided to have a fundraiser for and host at their house. And they've gotten in all kinds of trouble. And as you guys know, there's a big boycott against them. And they've come out swinging, basically saying that gay men are cheap. We're cheap. And that's ridiculous. I mean, I did work in an establishment where I lived on tips, and gay men are the biggest tippers. Well, I was a good-looking guy back then, so they tipped me very well. Just saying.
It's still, though. I mean, that was like, first when they got in trouble for that, they were all apologies, and now they're coming out swinging with insults. So it was just the biggest non-apology ever.
It'll be interesting to see if Ted Cruz ends up getting the Republican nomination, which I don't think he will. But if he does, how many of you conservative gay people will continue to support a man that says we are the biggest threat to religion in America ever?
So, gay people of America, every time something bad happens, just know it's your fault.
Yeehaw!
Whoa, so, how did that happen?
Actually, there's a TV show called Nashville. I used to wear this hat in high school. It's hard to believe. But Sonoma County, where we live.
And you were still one of the popular kids?
I was very popular. It's a very rural county.
Where'd you go to high school? The Ponderosa?
I went to Montgomery High School. It's a very cool high school. But we are very rural. We used to be a very rural county where we had lots of cute cowboys and ranchers and sheep farms. And I was actually raised on a sheep farm, which some of you may not know, but we have a lot of
a few things.
Okay, on to what we're talking about. There's a TV show by the name of Nashville, which I'm actually a big fan of, but Brian tends to hate any, cool TV shows. And the lead character on there, the actor's name, I don't know his actor's name, is...
Chris Carmack.
Came out on the show.
The character came out.
Yeah, the character came out on the show.
Will Lexington was the character's name.
And for the past season and a half, he has been a closet character who's been, fighting his own demons when it comes to his own, we don't like the word homosexuality, but being gay. And he finally falls in love with a co-writer and somebody he writes songs with and he falls in love with. Well, this last season, they've had their relationship going on, and obviously the paparazzi got some pictures of him and decided to out him. Well, his record label wanted him to get up in front of everybody and say that it wasn't true, that they were just working on music together. And initially he was going to do that, But then he changed his mind and he decided that his boyfriend's feelings and the love that he had for him was more important than him staying a country music star. So he basically came out to the world and told them that he was gay and he's proud to be gay and that he was in love. And it's very sweet.
It's very sweet and it's very brave. And I'm still never watching that show.
You guys should give it a chance. It's a great show. Now on to our last story, which is lots of fun.
Oh boy, here we go.
How do Australian rugby players say hello to each other? Take a look at this.
Well, we might have to replay something that happened there. That has been picked up by some, and maybe some of you at home.
Oi, mate, let me shake your willy.
That is truly the best clip on the internet this week. He does it so naturally. He just walks up and gives it a little yank.
Like it was no thing. I know if somebody walked up and put their hands on my crotch, I would physically jump at least 2 feet in the air.
Yeah, but which way would he jump? Towards him or away from him?
No.
Yeah, that's the big question. Okay, YouTube, on that note, looking forward to taking a vacation in Australia very soon. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
YouTube.